let's talk about those habits that you keep doing that you know that you shouldn't be doing because they're not biblical, and you keep getting convicted of it, but it's just so hard to stop, and you're trying so hard.
So hard. It's a very slow process.
Slow.
We're trying to give ourselves grace. We're humans, but stop.
Did you get your eyelashes done?
You just noticed that?
No. Okay.
I
Number
put them on myself.
Oh, it looks so good. Number 1, swearing. Guys, we have a word. You guys should do this. Keep accountability with your sisters, with your friends, with your mom, with your dad. Sola, that's
We'll
our
say
word.
it in public.
So
I'll be
say,
like,
we
oh,
say we slip one.
yeah. Why am I emphasizing? I'll be like, oh shoot, but I don't say shoot. She'll
Right.
be like, Sola, and I'm like, okay.
Yes.
Here's the thing. You can go and break any habit. They say stop doing something for 30 days and boom, you're done.
Yeah.
Thing is with swearing is you can't just stop.
I've tried.
It's so ingrained in your head, and yes, you can pray God cures cancer, he does miracles.
Yeah.
But it is actually neurologically weaved into your brain.
Yeah.
That you need to unweave it.
Yes, it is. Like, seriously, this is something that I've been praying about for literally 2 years. God, please help me stop swearing. Please, please, please. It still comes out. Not as much as it used to. Swear words used to be as common as a space, okay? We would do it every other word. We were around it a lot, yes, but that's not an excuse. I could have guarded my heart, blah, blah, blah. I could have hung around with the other people. Okay, no, it didn't happen. So it was so ingrained. So when God saved us and we went from dead to alive, okay, we're not fully alive yet. We're still in that transition. We're still resurrecting. And with resurrecting in the sense that I'm talking about it, it's like you're still shedding off that old self. And I guess resurrecting isn't the right one. It's more like getting out of a chrysalis into a butterfly.
But at least we know now it feels so icky when we swear.
Yeah.
It literally feels so negative. Before, it would feel good. I would feel cool.
Yeah.
I would feel like a black cat.
Yes.
Now I'm like,
so
ew.
cool. No,
And
it's
I would
not cool.
actually try and swear more to impress a guy. Like, what was I doing?
I know, it's crazy as we grow
Thank
up.
you, Jesus.
Not even just grow up, because so many people that are older swear, but it's not something that we want to do, and it's not something that God wants us to do.
It's not classy.
Ephesians 4:29 says, "Let no corrupting talk, none, come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for building up as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear." I don't know about you, but would you want your great-grandma hearing those words coming out of your mouth? At least for me, no. Even on accident. You guys, one time, it was so bad. I was so in that world. And I was going to church, and I swore as I was talking to the pastor.
That's how you know. That's how you know. I mean, I've done that to a teacher before.
But a pastor?
Yeah, it's terrible.
I was so embarrassed, you guys. I don't think he caught it, thankfully. I'm sure he did. But, come as you are, right? So
that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Next one. This is a big one. This one hits a little bit too close to home for me. This is lack of self-control.
Yeah.
Do you know it's actually a sin to be What, Gabriella? Do you know it's a sin to lack self-control? The Bible literally says, "For God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." He gave that. That is a fruit of our spirit.
Yeah.
But it is something that we need to tap into, because in this worldly society, the devil does...
He prowls
look at this world.
around like a roaring lion looking for something to devour.
Look at this world. We have Uber Eats. You get your food in 5 seconds,
Yeah,
dropped
boom.
off at your doorstep.
Boom.
You have TikTok,
Amazon.
10-second videos. Our brains are just like, now, more, me.
We live in a world that's so accessible. I would argue that self-control, out of all the fruits of the spirit, is probably one that our generation struggles with the most, because we're in a world where you don't need it anymore.
But it almost wants us to fail it. I mean, look at fast food. It's all around us. It's literally saying, you have no self-control. Come eat me and my delicious fries and ranch. That's my favorite thing on the Arby's menu. But I haven't had it in years because I have self-control. Just kidding. I don't always.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking about this.
Right. And I think for us, it kind of goes in tandem with gluttony. I think that our self-control issues do surround around food a lot. I would say we're both very disciplined people. We do have a lot of self-control. With her, you opened up in our previous video, because she's recorded this 10,000 times, and the devil has been intervening, trying to cut it off. Yeah. She said that spending was an issue for her, but she's healed that. So right now, what it struggles with for us is eating, just overindulging.
The devil. Oh my gosh. Ew, get out. Sit in there and
leave. Leave in the name of Jesus.
God delivered me on New Year's Eve, actually.
You're going to say Satan delivered you?
Yeah. I don't know. I cut it. So no, but it is
Wait, why would I cut that out?
because it's terrible.
No, but you messed up on your words. Ow, ankles.
I have hired a fitness coach to keep me on track with my food. That requires a lot of self-control. And I hired him when I was at my ultimate almost binge eating. So to go from living the way I was living for years, you guys, years. I mean, in college I would steal my roommate's food.
Me too. That was that
we would
bad.
do it together. Guys, this was pre-Jesus, okay?
And this was we got saved from that addiction. It was an addiction, you guys. When you have an addiction, you'll go to the extents to get what you need.
Yeah,
okay?
if you want to judge us, that's fine. But we have completely healed that. Anyways, I had
also, why judge? I'm sorry, hold on. Because our next one actually is judging. So let me just get into this for a second. If you're going to judge somebody for their former ways, you clearly don't know the power of Jesus and the whole power of the testimony. The power of the testimony is to see that someone's way of living before was very different, very bad before Jesus. The testimony is that when Jesus comes in somebody's life, they are different. Mm-hmm. So if you are so ignorant and rude to judge somebody's pre-Jesus life, that there's something inside of you that is that's something that God needs to heal within you. Because and we're gonna talk about judging. We both still struggle with it to an extent, but never I can't fathom how somebody can judge somebody's actions before they knew God.
No. Like, honestly, if I was saying that I was cheating, I have never cheated. If I was sitting here saying that I had cheated on Five Guys and now I'm saying I found God, maybe I get a little bit why you'd be like, really? That's insane. Like, your morals are very off.
Yeah, call them out respectfully.
Yeah, but again, you might be saying that to us, saying that we would steal our roommate's food. And again, it was like Cheez-Its and stuff. It wasn't a huge deal, but it was. So anyways, now to all of a sudden have to have this insane self-control. I mean, you don't just get baptized and be cleared of all your sins.
Yeah, you're not perfect.
It's just now when I do things like, not that I would ever steal now, but now when I overindulge in a certain food, I hear Jesus saying, your body's a temple. You need to stop. I am giving you the power to stop. And it's just, I did not hear that voice before.
And not only that, but up until 2 years ago, maybe less, I was still stealing. I've stolen a DoorDash before. I mean, like, I don't want to give anybody any ideas, but I literally grabbed the order and I canceled it and said, like, something was wrong and I ate it. Like, that's how bad my food addiction was. Like, that's an addiction. I think that people don't understand that a lot of sins that people do, there's an underlying issue there. Stealing can be addiction. We used to steal all the time in high school and
we're just outing ourselves right now.
No, that's okay, but that is the power of the testimony. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I haven't stolen in years.
No, me either.
What is that?
I'm perfectly okay with outing myself because that, again, this shows the power of God. The fact that I would never even think about doing that again. So it's like, God is just so good to have saved me from that because we had an addiction to stealing, you guys. Stealing.
I had an addiction to sex, if I'm being completely honest. And now, you guys, I'm waiting till marriage. Mm-hmm. So if you aren't going to say God's not real, I don't know what is. Because to go from the way I was living to now being celibate and going to be celibate for many years now unless I meet him tomorrow and we get married next year. Mm-hmm. But no, seriously, like, we are different now and we do still struggle with self-control. Thank the Lord it's not to the point that it was before where we were putting our life and our risk of
our reputation, our future.
Getting arrested. Yeah, our future on the line. No, but it's little things like, I might have had too much carrot cake.
Yeah.
I might have, for me, maybe I shouldn't have bought that shirt because I know I'm saving up for moving out. Like, little things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I shouldn't have snoozed my alarm. Mm-hmm. Have the self-control and self-discipline to do the things that you know that you're called to do because God does not call laziness. That is not from Him.
No, and thankfully we do not struggle with that. I will say that. We don't struggle with laziness.
We actually struggle with relaxing.
Yeah, we struggle with being overproductive. But yeah, to go into the judging one, Matthew, I love the parable or the analogy, I guess. Analogy, why I say that. Matthew 7:3. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? And I'm sorry, because I know I'm really guilty of that for you. I feel like I've attacked her a lot, but I think I've helped you. I almost want to like out you really quick. So there would be times where I'd be standing in the mirror and I would lift up my shirt just to check my stomach out. You would do it a lot. That's not the point of the story, is it? Okay. Yeah, maybe I do it more than I should, but regardless, I did it. And she would say, Jesus would never do that.
meaning like Jesus wouldn't judge himself. Like, love yourself. I know it was coming from good intentions.
It was. Sometimes I have no self-control with my words.
But the issue is that today I caught her looking at her tummy.
I was about to go to the. Okay, I can back that one up.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we don't realize that what we're saying about the other person is actually exactly what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've touched on this before. A lot of the judgment thoughts that come out of my brain are so, excuse me, let me find this word, automatic, that it's not like I'm sitting there like, that person is so weird. No, it's like I see something and then I just think it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't help your brain. I've talked about this in my Bible study. It's just like impulse. Like,
yeah. We all know that. There's thoughts that enter our brain that we did not choose. But I did want to touch back on what I said to her. I mean, to be fair, I was, trying to be helpful. And I know I do it too. I think Jesus would not do this. But if we think about that, would Jesus do this? Okay, first of all, that's different. WWJD, I actually love that. Second, with judging, a lot of times we judge other people for what we're insecure about in ourselves. So maybe subconsciously, I was like, oh, she's looking at her stomach. I do that, even though I don't really anymore. And I really was like, girl, stop looking at your stomach. Like, stop, because you were doing it like 3 times that day or something, 5. So, sorry. Okay, but no, I sometimes I really do have. With her, I'm really harsh with my words. I apologize today because we got into a little argument. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. I have a lack of self-control with my words sometimes. I will admit that. And sometimes, like, I talk and it sounds really judgmental even though I'm not judging. And I have an issue with that. So that's what I want God to help me on. And these are 3 of the biggest things that we're struggling with. So that's why we're being very open and honest in this video. Like,
very open and very honest.
Like, I really...
Sometimes I'm like, do we really want to post?
Yes, I think we do. I think that my heart is good a lot, but my words stay different sometimes, especially my tone. Like, it can come across really judgy. I'm not one to really judge strangers. I think it comes across more in people closest to me because I care truthfully, but it does not come out like that, like, whatsoever. It really comes across judgy now that I think about things that I say.
But I know it always comes from the caring part, but really, we really shouldn't be judging. I don't necessarily think that you're judging. You're just more so being hyper aware and critiquing.
Yeah, critiquing.
But
that's
judging is full on, like, you're judging them. It's ill. Like, that's so, weird. Or just, it's not coming from a place of caring. That's when I think of judging somebody, I think of a negative connotation.
Yeah, I do too. And I don't know. I feel like, do we struggle? I don't struggle with judging strangers.
I do not judge people. That's not something I honestly struggle with at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, the thoughts sometimes come and I'm like, why did I just think that?
Right.
But I don't judge
So
people.
why did we put this in the video?
I don't know. I think some people maybe struggle with it.
Well, if this was about our top 3 struggles.
Well, another thing I struggle with is listening to music. Sometimes I know I shouldn't be listening to a certain song, but I just want to hear it badly. I just want
like a
country
song.
Yes, like country is a big thing that I've been feeling slightly convicted of.
Could you listen to a clean version?
It's like I don't want to, and I know it's terrible. I'm just being very honest. Like, sometimes when you hear something from God or you get convicted, you don't want to listen right away, but if it's really from Him, it'll get louder and louder and louder. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed that it hasn't gotten louder. I think it's just I can listen to it every once in a while.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, I wanted to be organized in this video. I'm like, why did I put judging? Well, I just want to wrap that up and tie it up. Even though we don't really struggle with judging, I did open up how I judged, you or maybe even my fiance. Not in my head. I'm always verbal about it. I'll never judge in my head. And so I think that maybe helps. But just if you struggle with judging in general, like, think back about this verse. Why do you see the speck that's in somebody else's eye? We all have our own problems, you guys. Even with me. Like, again, I'm probably judging the things in these 2 people that are the closest to me because I see it in myself too. I'm probably sure that's why I do it. So if you catch yourself judging people, recognize, like, is this something that I struggle with? Because most of the time it is. Like, it really is,
But I've also seen girls firsthand just be on Instagram. The other day when I was serving, well, it was a couple weeks ago, I was serving these girls, 4 girls, and I walked past their table, and they were on somebody's Instagram, like, zoomed up to this girl, and I literally heard them call her, like, fat. And I'm just like, that's what I mean by judging.
That's ridiculous.
What are you doing? Like, I get it. Maybe she cheated on your boyfriend, but that gives you no right to be picking apart somebody else. to me, that screams you don't like yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're really going to go that, even worse, honestly, I hate to say it, but if she didn't do anything to you and then you're sitting there picking apart this poor girl, like, that just screams a lot about yourself, and I would take a really big look in the mirror and...
Well, just ask God to help you, truthfully. Like, ask God to help you. I know you're getting triggered about this.
Yeah, I was just thinking of somebody, so it really made me upset.
But, yeah, just ask God to help you, you guys. Like, honestly, we're going to wrap this video up. We're actually about to go to the movies. But, yeah, with all of these things, whatever you struggle with the most, ask God for help. He will help you. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. These things do not change overnight. And we were so vulnerable to tell you guys what we struggle with, and I hope that it gave you some comfort. I hope that everybody that, watched this video got something from it, or, at least felt more human and more normal.
Yeah, and you might be watching this thinking, even I'm a little worried about what people are going to think about this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe these girls used to steal, but we are saved, and it doesn't mean we're perfect, and we are truly still struggling with these things, but I think it's just very important that we go around this earth giving people grace, because here's the thing about us. We are trying every single day to get better. We are not just sitting there with the past. We are actively becoming to dig that hole and bury that past deeper every single day.
We're working towards a future.
It.
We're working towards a really bright future.
Yeah, so
of little to no sin. Obviously, never perfection, but as least sin as we possibly can.
We really do be doing everything.
I know.
Like, right. Not, that sounds terrible, because of course we still mess up, but we are celebrate, we are waiting till marriage, we're sober. I mean, we're 9 months sober. Oh my gosh, her 9 months isn't like 2 days, mine was like last week, and it's just beautiful. We really actively are, so I hope that you guys can give us grace.
Now it feels weird. Wow.
I know. As we share this very intimate, deep part of our lives, and I hope that you can relate and remember that you're human, and as long as you're actively praying and repenting to God, all will be great.
Yes, it will, you guys. Thank you for watching until the end, and we will see you next time.